Okay, it is March 11th. The first leg of all of the UCL games have finally been wrapped up. We got a lot to discuss. This is going to be more of a rapid fire type of thing. I'm going to go through every game, at least give my thoughts on them. And yeah, would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. I just love talking football. First, we're going to start with Galatasaray versus Liverpool. This was the first game on yesterday. And Galatasaray, they actually finished the first leg with a 1-0 lead. I know that's not the most shocking thing to hear because they already beat Liverpool in Turkey prior in the group stage. And Galatasaray just have such a great form right now from home, so it's really not shocking. And again, also Liverpool just aren't playing the best either. But I actually thought Liverpool started the game the better side. I thought they looked better, but that all kind of just went away. 7 minutes in, Lamina scores off a header, beautiful header as well, and that put Galatasaray up 1-0. I also thought that Osimhen was a threat yesterday. He didn't have his goal, but man, he was a threat. I mean, the amount of runs he had, the chances he had, I really thought he was going to score. He didn't. Again, we'll see if he does in the second leg. It wouldn't shock me, but he was a threat. Even if it didn't show up on the score sheet, he was a threat. For Liverpool, they had their chances. I mean, they had a goal technically, but in my opinion, it was a handball, or the hand was involved, so they didn't count it, and I thought that was rightfully so. They could have let up another goal, but that one was ruled offsides if I remember correctly. I'm just trying to think about what else. Oh, yes, McAllister and Salah. Salah, I mean, he's just looking old. It is what it is, but really was a non-factor. But McAllister, man, his passing yesterday was so bad. I mean, the announcer kept pointing it out, so it was kind of hard to miss, but it was just not good. I just felt like, again, Liverpool look like they don't have much of an identity. They haven't had an identity all year. We'll see how they do in Anfield in the second leg. We know how that is, but still, I don't know. I mean, Liverpool are still looking for their first win in the Champions League under Slot because if people forget, they lost to PSG last year in the round of 16. So we'll just have to see how all this stuff goes. But I don't know. I can't confidently say that Liverpool are going to move on in the next leg because they just haven't been playing that great of football. And Galatasaray are really, really on great form. We'll see if Galatasaray continue with this form because they won't be in Turkey. But also, I'd like to see Galatasaray be a little bit more attacking because I don't want them, again, it's a 1-0 lead, but I don't want them to do the whole thing where they were just doing an entire low block like they did against Juventus. It didn't work. I'd like to see them be a little bit more aggressive and actually try to go to the the next round. Bayern Munich defeated Atalanta 6-1. There's not much to say. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I mean, again, we all know how good Bayern are, but my God, fantastic play from them. Really, the entire game. 6 goals is just nuts in one leg. Yes, I know they allowed 1 goal, but come on. I mean, come on. Elise had a brace as well. He had a beautiful goal. Just great stuff from Bayern. This is what you expect. I don't know how many goals they're going to put up over 2 legs. I mean, it seriously could be another 6 goals in the next leg. Atletico Madrid defeated Spurs 5-2 over their first leg, and this game was over before it started. Tugar, he started Kinski at keeper just because they're trying to prioritize Vicario for the league, because at this point for Tottenham, the league is more important than the Champions League, which is a crazy thing to say, but they have to stay up from a financial standpoint. But man, you just feel bad for Kinski. Just on a human level, I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, so I will, I'll relish in Spurs looking terrible, but at the same time, man, you feel for this kid on a human level just because he's young, and that had to be probably the worst moment of his career. He just didn't look sturdy. Really, the second the game started, was making bad passes left and right. I mean, the first goal was on him, in my opinion. The second goal was a tough one just because Van der Ven slipped, so it was kind of a tough situation to be in. But I think he really sealed, or his third goal allowed was the nail in the coffin. I mean, just slipping and letting the ball like just be there, like it just was so bad. And again, Tugor subs him off, I think 17 minutes in or something. Like it was an interesting choice, and then they let up another goal from a corner, and then yes, Tottenham did end up scoring 2 goals throughout the game, but it just didn't mean anything. I think Spurs are cooked. I don't know how they're going to really do anything in this next leg. I mean, again, if they make a comeback, that would be ridiculous, but it just feels like the entire organization right now is just so out of it. I know the fans are out of it. It's just going to be interesting to see how that looks against Atletico next week. Also wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to Julian Alvarez. He also had a brace, and my God, his second goal was pure class. The finish, the entire run, just everything, Pure class from Julian Alvarez. Newcastle, Barcelona. This is the last game of Tuesday's games. And honestly, I thought Newcastle deserved this result a lot more than Barcelona. Newcastle were knocking on the door multiple times during the game, had numerous chances, and just couldn't finish. Barcelona, of course, had theirs as well, but I just feel like they didn't look like as dominant as Newcastle did. But it ended up being in the 86th minute, Newcastle finally get their goal. Harvey Barnes, a guy that's been really good for them this year, gets their goal. And I'm thinking, wow, this is such a well-deserved result for Newcastle. You've got to go up 1-0 to, the Camp Nou. And that just wasn't the case. A dumb foul right before the game ends. Literally right before the game is about to end. And, of course, Lamine Yamal, penalty. He wasn't even doing much that entire game, but he gets it done, and still somehow finds a way to impact the game, and that's just what Lamine Yamal does. I also wanted to give credit to Lewis Hall. I feel like he did a really, really good job of actually defending against Lamine Yamal. I mean, I didn't really think Lamine Yamal had many opportunities yesterday, and again, I know that kid's been playing pretty well. I just wanted to give him some shine. We'll see how this next leg goes. I really don't know what to expect just because I expected better out of Barcelona, but at the same time, we all know how Barcelona are. I mean, we saw this like a similar situation, though they weren't down as much or in this leg, but we saw what they did in the second leg against Atletico. Yes, they didn't get the win, but they borderline almost came back. So maybe we'll see a similar performance versus Newcastle. I'm still leaning Barcelona, obviously, just because of the quality and they're in Barcelona, but they're going to have to play better if they want to move on. Arsenal, Leverkusen, this ended in a 1-1 tie. I talked about this in my full Arsenal video. I don't know if this is going to be out before that or I guess after. I'm not really sure, but pretty much quick thoughts on this. If you want more detailed ones, go check that out. But my quick thoughts on this were I felt like Arsenal did not really deserve anything from today. They played pretty bad in my opinion. I thought Leverkusen did a really good job defensively. The Arsenal attack was subpar at best. Leverkusen actually beat Arsenal at their own game by getting a header and then of course scoring off of it. But a dumb mistake, similar to the Newcastle game. It was almost like it was just like the Newcastle game. A dumb mistake by a defender for Leverkusen results in a penalty for Kai Havertz, and he scores, and now it's 1-1 heading back to the Emirates. I mean, it changes the momentum, but I just don't think Arsenal looked that good today. We'll see how they do, in the second leg. I'm hoping they move on, but just being objective here, I really thought that Leverkusen were the better side by far. PSG versus Chelsea ended in 5-2. It ended in 5-2. Look, I expected this. I expected this to be a high-scoring 2 legs. But for it to be 5 in the first leg from just PSG is ridiculous. And credit to Chelsea. I thought they were at least fighting in this game, but the attack for PSG was just too much. It really was. I mean, PSG are just so dominant. Even when they've struggled at times this year, the attack has been there, and they just continue it. Dembele's goal, beautiful. Vitinha's goal, beautiful. And Karba, I'm not going to even try to attempt to say his entire name. He has a brace, a beautiful goal as well for his fourth, or to make it PSG's fourth. I thought he did really well. Again, a guy that goes on their bench, but then continues to just make plays when called on and when his number is, finally brought on to the actual pitch. Look, I'm not going to lie. I don't see it for Chelsea. We all know there's some magic at the bridge, but I just think PSG are that much better of a team right now than Chelsea. There was some quality there from the attacking standpoint for Chelsea, but there's just no way that you can consistently defend like that and expect to move on. There's just no way. Real Madrid 3-0 to Manchester City. What? Manchester City, in my opinion, have played better than Real Madrid this year, even though both teams have been inconsistent at times, and I know they have the second leg. But to come out with that type of performance, mind you, Manchester City just beat Real Madrid in December in the group stage, 2-1 I think it was, in the Bernabeu. And that's a performance you're going to put up? I mean, that was just disgusting if you're a City fan. And Valverde, take a bow. Not 1, not 2, 3. A beautiful hat trick. All the goals were gorgeous as well. I don't know if the first goal was my favorite or the third. I mean, the third I think was just a better goal overall, but the fact that he finished the first goal after already getting by Donnarumma, I mean, that was beautiful in itself. Just beautiful stuff from Valverde. I mean, this guy's a freak. I was hearing he might be somehow rumored to Arsenal. If that can happen, that would literally make my year. But man, what a performance from him. He was just insane today. I felt like the Manchester City backline was just exposed. I mean, so many mistakes, specifically defending. And Donnarumma, did not start today's game well. I mean, he just didn't, making mistakes as well. The first goal specifically, that was just bad. He tried to go for the ball, and it's somehow like he didn't get it, and it was just bad. I will give him credit for at least saving the penalty against Vinny, because that could have made it 4-0. But that's really all you're gonna get from me. I didn't see much from the Manchester City attack, and again, the backline was just so bad. We'll see if City can even make some type of comeback in the second leg. It will be at home, so they'll have the crowd, but wow, that was just wild. I think that might be the most shocking result. That was just ridiculous to see. And last is Bodo versus Sporting. Bodo will go up 3-0 versus Sporting, heading back to Portugal. Honestly, I didn't see a ton from this game. This was probably the game I was paying attention to the least, but I still was watching it. It was just more of the free-flowing football that we've been seeing from Bodo. They capitalized on a penalty, and then they get 2 more goals after that. And I think we just had to keep the same energy for Bodo. Like, if you're going to play this level of football consistently, they should be feared. I know people don't fear them because they're not a big club. They're not a popular club, but this is a club that is just on an insane level of form right now. They're playing so damn well. And I'm really just interested to see how they do, because I'm going to assume that they're going to beat Sporting in this next leg, and then I think they'll either play. I think they play the winner of the Arsenal Leverkusen leg. I could be wrong, but regardless, I just was very impressed by them again. Sporting, I haven't seen a ton of, I'll be honest, but I expected a little bit more from them. I know they're not doing bad in the league, but man, to be down 3-0, just not where you want to be. That's all I had in this one. An eventful 2 days. Kind of what I expected from the Champions League, but at the same time, not at all. I mean, Real Madrid is specifically, what the hell? But hey, we'll talk about that another day. We'll be back here next week talking about the end of the second legs for all these games. Very excited to be talking about that. And if you're interested in seeing those type of videos, feel free to subscribe, because you know I'm going to be making them. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. Drop your thoughts down below on any of these games. My TikTok will be in the description down below as well. And of course, if you made it this far into the video, I greatly, greatly appreciate you. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.